Welcome to the Toxic Truth. You guys ready to rock and roll? Meet your master of ceremonies. It's Dr. the Amazing Patrick Ray. Woo! You guys ready for some Toxic Truth tonight? Yeah? You guys ready? All right, so we're going to rock and roll tonight. So we're going to introduce you to some folks, okay? So these amazing people. We're going to talk about the fabulous four. No, not these guys. These guys. Here they come. The first one, the caffeine zombie. Let's give her a big round of booze. Come on, caffeine zombie. The caffeine zombie's been drinking caffeine since she got up this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. She hasn't slept all day, 2 weeks or a month. She has fallen apart. Her adrenals are destroyed. She is literally falling apart. Let's give a round of booze for the caffeine zombie. Nicely done. Oh, there she is. All right, next. Who we got next with the caffeine zombie? So the next one, who do we got for the caffeine? The next one, we got the human chemistry set. She's been taking so many chemicals inside of her body that she's actually a walking chemist. She has acetaminophen, cosmetic products, acetaminophen, BPA, forever chemicals. To give a round of applause for the human chemistry set. Now applause for booze. Boo. Boo. Yeah. What? Oh, she's throwing slime. Get out. All right, so that's the human chemistry set. Next, who do we got next? So it looks as though it might be the inflamed man. He's been drinking so much beer, his body's totally inflamed. He's loaded up with all kinds of hormone disruptors. Let's give a round of booze for the toxic man. All right, next, last but not least, we've been saving the best for last. So let's give a round of booze for the amazing plastic woman. She's been eating so many plastics in her life. She's literally plastic from the inside and the outside. Round of booze for the plastic woman. All right, so we have got, one more time, we got the amazing, the caffeine zombie who's actually drinking slime, but caffeine as well. Then we have the human chemistry set. Then we've got our toxic man, woman. We don't know what she is. So there we go. And the last but not least, we got the plastic woman. All right. So these guys think they're cocky. They think they got it made, but they don't, because we have answers for them. We're going to kick their butt. Is my mustache going off? Okay, I'm trying to not smile. Okay. We got answers. We're going to kick their butts. Now they think they got it made. But we're going to talk about this. We're going to get you guys fixed up and make sure you don't become these weird, crazy people with slimes. All right. So we have our daily detox program. That's going to be your detox antiox and the digestion, or not both, one or the other, the digestion and detox. So that's what this is. Inside this bottle is some amazing stuff that's going to neutralize these people. You'll see how amazing it truly is. You ready? Is it falling off? Okay, here we go. Ready? So let's see how cocky she is, because we're going to kick her butt. Ready? Here we go.
You're funny. It's just 1 cup a day. 1 cup a day.
Okay, so that's how we're going to get rid of her. We'll find out if it works. Next, we have every 3 months, you'll be doing the detox system. It comes with a white bottle for AM and the black bottle for PM. 2 tablets, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. You do this every 3 months. Everybody got it? There goes my mustache. It's out. Okay, I'm done. I'm tired of finding it. Okay, so that's the detox system. Now, who are we going to neutralize for that? It's the human chemistry set. Want to booze? Get some booze again. All right, let's see if she can. I love you, chemicals. So we're going to get rid of it. Here we go. Let's get her. Let's see if we can knock her out. What do you think? Here. Oh, you face the audience there. Ready? Get arms up. Get out of here. Go on. Get. All right, so that should take care of that person. Next thing we've got our once every 6 months. So how long do you do this? Once every what? 6 months. This is your heavy metal detox, your cadmium, your leads, all this amazing stuff we put into all of our chemicals, pesticides, herbicides. It's all of our food and farms. It's amazing. We love it. It's in our lead paint. Remember lead? So we're going to neutralize that with the metal binder. Let's see if we can not. I don't know if we can neutralize it. We'll try. Here we go. The inflamed woman. Hold on, turn it backwards. Get out of here. Okay, that's it. Now, we learned the last seminar about the amazing three, right? One of those was one of our daily programs right here. That's the detox and digestion. We also have cellular health and longevity. That's for energy. Who wants more energy? Raise your hand. Yeah, that's a big one. And then inflammation and immune support. That's going to neutralize the what? We neutralize what? The what? The micro what? Micro what? Plastic girl. See you later, girl.
No! You'll never get rid of me!
Get out! Go! Go away! Ah, they're pretty cocky, aren't they? Sorry, I lost my mustache, so off we go. All right, so do you think it's going to work? You think it will neutralize those toxins? Do you think it'll work? What do you think? Anybody? Anybody?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? It's going to work? It has to. I'm the master of ceremonies. It has to work. Let's find out. Let's find out. Did it work? Did it work? Let's give a round. Let's get the music. Here we go. Here we go. And we used to have the caffeine zombie, but now we have the amazing and the epic Maria. Round of applause this time. It used to be the chemical torturous girl. Chemistry said is now clean and healthy. There's Tara. Then we got the amazing Mr. turns into Ms. Amanda. And finally, we now have the plastic girl who's been completely neutralized. So, round of applause for our chemicals that, and see, I told you guys, it works. The program works. So do this stuff and it'll work. Yes? All right. Sounds good. Get out of here, you guys. All right. All right. I'm done with the hat, done with the mic. Okay. So let's get into the meat of the program, shall we? Anybody wants to join me? Yes? All right. Let's see if we got it. Okay. Now, here's the important thing I need you to remember, okay? From this program, there's going to be a few items. This is one I want you to remember. Max Living has declared war on people's sickness and illness and health. And we need to, the word is, here we go, our mission is to radically transform the lives of 34 million people. Now I want you to look to your left, look to your right, and tell me if you see 34 million people in this room. Okay, what's the problem? We don't have enough people. There's something called the tipping point. You read a book called The Tipping Point? Anybody? Okay, it's a pretty awesome book. I'd recommend it. But basically what it talks about, in order to transform a world, you have to have a certain number of people to create a tipping point. And that magic number is 34 million. Okay, for that to happen. So you can think back. I remember working out at a gym underneath, it was kind of in the DL because it wasn't cool. You were just a muscle head and you're just into your body and blah, 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 right? Well, that's what I was brought up in, and it was down at the Berkeley Park in the downstairs, and it was hidden, dark, and grungy, and we played we had a clock radio that played music, and it was the most disgusting thing you ever saw, right? Then what happened? Some people got older, and they started thinking 34 million people decided it'd be cool to work out. Remember Nautilus? That's what started it. So it happened, 34 million people, and it turned, and it became cool to work out. I came out of the closet. There you go. Does that make sense? We've got to get to 34 million on everything. And that happens in everything. RV sales, as the baby boomers started to retire, 34 million. So we've got to get 34 million people under care. So if you truly want to help the mission and transform the world, which is what I'm planning on doing, we need more people to make that happen. But for this room right now, we have to do one thing, and that word is what? Radically. We have to radically change the way you think. You can't keep thinking the same way and get the same actions. Who said that? Albert Einstein, right? You can't keep thinking the same thoughts and get the same result. So you have to take what you learned today, own it inside yourself, and transition to others as well. Okay, so we have to keep moving this mission forward. 700,000 chemicals we're exposed to almost every single day. 700,000 chemicals. And the FDA thought it'd be a fabulous idea because they tested it. It wasn't a big deal. One little drop. Didn't make a big deal, did it? And they didn't do pre-test or post-test. And now guess what's happening? They have chemicals in the environment that simply won't go away. We're going to learn about that. Okay? Maybe it's in your toothpaste. Maybe it's in your cosmetics, your shampoo. Maybe it's in your pesticide, air freshener, food packaging. And that's not a comprehensive list of 700,000 items. And this is in our bodies every single day. Even if you try hard to not expose yourself to chemicals. And I don't like any chemicals in my body, doctor. I'm absolutely amazing. Are you? You breathe the air, carbon monoxide out our tailpipes, right? There's so many things we're walking by. Remember the era of, I think it was 2020, something happened? And what they put all over our bodies all the time? Sanitizer. Do you realize there are more chemicals in sanitizer that's more caustic than the actual COVID problem? Do you understand? I mean, it caused more problems than it present. I did a seminar. I welcome you to go back and watch it. It was a cancer program. And I made a prediction that cancer was going to skyrocket after the COVID thing because of so many chemicals we were exposed to. And take a look what's happened. It's out of control. I'm like omnipotent or something. No, you just got to read the science. What Fauci always say, follow the science. That's what the real science says. Okay? All right. So what is a toxin? Let's define it. All right. So we got to know what a toxin is. A toxin is a substance that interferes with the natural body process. So we have normal things. Our body metabolizes, right? You put stuff in, it metabolizes. You have a tailpipe, right? You got detoxifying. You got all kinds of stuff to get it out. So you come in, process, and it leaves. A toxin is something that doesn't want to leave, all right? And there's certain chemicals we can't get out of our body except through detoxification, like microplastics is a classic example. Now look at this, growing problem. The World Health Organization attributes 24% of all global deaths, not diseases, deaths from environmental factors, including toxins. 1 in 4 people die because of toxins. Now what's the source? Well, it could be cancer, could be diabetes, could be Alzheimer's, could be pick a disease, or it could just be, we don't know what it was just natural causes. I just did a new patient today, went into the emergency room, had a bunch of tests. What's wrong with you? We don't know. And sent him on his way. So he came here and we got him answers. It's insane, right? So I want you to think about that for a second, okay? Now we're going to think about this as it relates to good health. Now, if we're 100% functioning, what are we by definition? Healthy. We're healthy individuals. Does that make sense? We are 100% healthy. So our goal is to stay at 100%. Now we start exposing ourselves to chemicals. Now we drop down to 80%. At 80%, how many symptoms do we have? Zero. We experience no symptoms, and yet we're exposed to all these chemicals and toxins. What's happening? You're becoming the human chemistry set. You saw her walk up on stage, didn't you? That's us. We're starting to build up these chemicals. Then what happens? We end up at 40%, 20%. And then what's unique about 60? Who can tell me what's unique about 60% loss of function? That's where you start experiencing those symptoms. That's the threshold potential. Okay? And so we experience the symptoms, so whatever that might be, and what is 90%? Remember, we want 34 million people under care. Where does 99% of the patients go? Into the medical community and get what? Which is what? More chemicals, more exposure to toxins, which our body was not meant to use. You see how crazy that is? So we get the symptoms, we finally break threshold, and instead of looking, when was the last time you went to your medical doctor and he said, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling very good. You're probably toxic. We should probably run a tox panel, right? And check and see what's wrong with you. It's not in their wheelhouse. And it's not their fault. That's how they're trained. Do you understand? See, medical physicians are trained on pathology. Okay, what does pathology mean? The study of death. Okay? So what a medical doctor is trained to do is make people not be dead. Okay? So their goal is to make you not be dead. That's not so bad. You have high blood pressure. We got to lower your blood pressure with what? Chemicals and drugs. It lowers your blood pressure so you don't what? Pop a gusset and die. You don't get a stroke or a heart attack. Kind of makes sense, right? But and every other way, but they're studying death, and they do things to you to make you not be dead. Now, what do? We study the opposite. We study life. We're looking at what we can do to make you more alive. Do you understand the distinction? See, when you're 100 years old, you want to be not dead. You see lots of them. Where are they? They're in the elderly care facilities. They have oxygen. They're in a coma. They're being fed intravenously. They're walking with walkers. They don't exist. They can't even respond. That's not being dead. That's the medical model of health. Now, the other side would be what? You've seen them. They exist, don't they? The people that are 100 that are living the life of their dreams, aren't they? They're playing with their grandchildren, going on vacations. They're spending their money on drugs and pills and medical care, or they're spending their money on their grandkids and spoiling the crap out of them, driving their parents crazy. What do you think? You see, they're living that. They're on the cruises. They're doing what's necessary for good health. But do you see, how come you can't, when I ask people you want to live to be 100, but they all say, oh, I don't want to live to 100. That's terrible. Why? Because that's what they picture. The majority. Because what's the dominant group in America today? The healthcare system, or I call it the sick care system. Yes? So we need more help to get this place filled up with 34 million people. By the end of the week, I want 34 million people in here, so you guys better get busy. And what is 0% function? Dead. And sadly, that's the hard part. That's what makes me crazy. People say, I don't need to do all this. I'm just gonna die. No, you're not. Because medicine has an amazing way to keep you not being dead, right? You're gonna be miserable, sick, and diseased. You do everything. They'll cut off your big toe. They'll cut off your nose. They'll cut a part of your tongue. They'll remove pieces of you. They'll put pieces in you. They'll give you drugs and more and more and more drugs, trying to poison you back to good. Poison you to not being dead. They're not really trying to make you healthy. That's not their agenda. And it's not their fault. They're not trained that way. So what is the impact of toxins? Autoimmune diseases on the rise, agreed? That's all you hear about now. Respiratory conditions, neurologic disorders, hormone disruptions, weakened immune system, digestive diseases, skin conditions, and there's more on that list as well. It's everywhere. So we have to start thinking about chemicals. Debunking the myth about toxins. If it's sold in a store, it must be safe, right? Well, it's in the grocery store, it must be safe. My son is in the CBD industry, okay? And we were in Hawaii. We went into the grocery store and he walked over and said, that's mine, Dad, right there. Kind of cool. I'm proud. It's in Hawaii. He works here. But his products are clean. He fights with the government all the time because he said, see that one right next to it? That's half the price. It's full of toxins, chemicals, and poison. But nobody cares, right? As long as it's CBD, and there's more than CBD, I'll promise you that. We're going to do a seminar on it at some point, I promise. Okay? So it's just as it's sold in a store doesn't make it safe. Organic products must be toxin-free. Okay, here's my favorite line. We did it last time. I'll do it again. Okay, here we go. There's your organic water inside of your organic lake. It goes up into the organic clouds. Then it goes over here into your organic field, and it rains on your organic field, but nowhere else. What do you think? See, and I'm not, get me. I'm telling you, don't not, this is bad English, I think, poor English. I said it worse. I ruined it all, okay? I'm not saying don't eat organic. What I'm saying is organic's your best choice and it still stinks, okay? Right now, regenerative organic is the way to go, and that's what our new supplement lines are going to be. Hopefully it'll be up tomorrow, but I'm not sure if it's going to upload or not. But we got our farm tour that I did when I left for my trip before I went on vacation. I went down and we toured the farm and the ranch where all the supplements are being made. The first three we talked, the foundational three. Now all the rest of them, we're going to slowly but start introducing the new ones that come from whole food. I mean, he encouraged you to grab the plant leaf and eat it. I mean, how would you do that on a regular farm? Well, make sure you wash it first, right? No, you're eating the grass and this is for this and taste this. And oh my God, that tastes amazing. There was this plant, okay? The name of it was Ashley. It tasted like nuts. It was amazingly yummy. It's great for it's anti-inflammatory. It's on our anti-inflammatory product. Crazy. See, and that's where the stuff is coming from. Small exposures don't matter, okay? And you guys are going to hate this, but I don't care. Okay, here we go. Small exposures of things don't matter. Here's what the FDA does, okay? Our world is like an Olympic-sized pool. Everybody got it? Brand new fresh water. There's nothing in it, no chlorine, just water, H2O. That's all that's in it, okay? You grab a kid and toss him in the pool. What's the first thing he's going to do? Come on, say it. He's going to pee. Of course he is. It's his job. He's in the pool. I got to pee. I'm not going to get out and go to the bathroom. I want to swim around and have fun. That little tiny bit of pee inside of that huge pool, did it make a big deal? Be honest. Not really. See, that's the thinking of our world. It's okay if we just poison it a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. Now, let's take 700,000 children. That's our chemicals. And put them inside of an Olympic-sized pool. What are we going to have? We're swimming in urine. The small amounts do matter because it's called toxic bioaccumulation. We've got to get this junk out of us because it's building and building and building. And the more we're exposed to it, the worse it gets. All right, so reality of regulation, okay? The FDA is supposed to protect us against things, okay? They're supposed to test. They do not require pre-testing, okay? So if you bring a product to market, you don't have to prove that it's safe or anything. They just bring it to market. Then what happens? The FDA jumps in if it feels like, okay? So what it does is this. The FDA regulates 11 toxic chemicals, or toxic cosmetics, 11 toxic cosmetics. 11 to make sure they're safe. So you ladies and gentlemen that put that stuff on your face to make yourself look more beautiful, look at the number in Europe. 1,300 are being regulated to make sure you're not poisoning their population. Does the FDA care about you? Who owns the FDA? Okay, think about that. Now, again, I'm trying desperately not to be a poo-poo face. Okay, I'm sorry, but sometimes I got to be a little bit of a poo-poo face. All right, I want you guys to realize I'm not trying to scare you. What I'm trying to do is empower you to realize you're in the right place. You're going in the right direction. Just keep embracing what you've learned from us. Keep growing the mission. Keep growing in your own knowledge and education. You've got to apply what I teach. You can't do this. Man, that was such a good seminar. What do you think? Should we go for a beer and a shot of tequila? You got to honor what you learn. You follow me? You can't just go. It's not just knowledge for knowledge's sake. You've got to take action on it. So the whole idea is empowerment. Okay? Hidden dangers. Okay? Art, non-food. Okay? Pretend food. Okay? 10,000 approved chemicals that are considered safe. What's the code? What's low fat mean? What's that code? Secret code. If you had to put it in parentheses, low fat, right next to it, say what? High sugar. Because they dumped all the fat, which we need for what? By the way, fat. That's dangerous. It's scary. It makes us fat. Does it? Bad fats makes us fat. Okay? Good fats make us healthy. What's your brain made out of? Two substances. Saturated fats, which they told us caused heart disease, which is a lie. And the second piece is cholesterol, which they said causes heart disease, which is also a lie. Okay? So what do you think we're creating? Alzheimer's, dementia, neurodegenerative diseases of the brain. Your nervous system is made of fat. I don't know. I think that's kind of important. Every cell inside your body is surrounded by a cell membrane made of fat. So fats are not bad things. And yet we take it low fat and add sugar, which is dangerous. 0 calories. What does that typically equal? Artificial chemicals. Right? Now the biggies are what? Okay? You got the blue stuff, right? What's the blue stuff? Formaldehyde. What do you use formaldehyde for? To embalm dead bodies. So guarantee we'll dig up all the people that have been drinking all the blue stuff. What's going to happen to them? They'll still be in there. They'll look beautiful in their caskets, but they aren't going to be very good in their life. And the other stuff, the pink stuff, that's the aspartame is the blue stuff. Okay, the pink stuff, that's old school. That's kind of out of there because it didn't taste very good. What was that called? Sweet and low. Remember sweet and low? That's kind of gone. The other stuff is the yellow stuff, which is equal. Now, what is equal? Equal is sugar. What did they do to it? They manipulated the chemistry to turn it into a thing that's about 50 miles long. And the last part is fructosuranacide. That's the last sentence, but the rest of it's this long. Okay, what it is a chlorinated sugar. So it's like, if you ever ate a penny on accident, you see it, you'll put it in here. That's what it's a covalent bond. It doesn't dissociate. So this stuff integrates into our cell membranes and makes us sick. In fact, it was developed as an insecticide because it kills bugs, but it doesn't kill us. No, because it's just a little bit as you drink 400 diet sodas a day or over the course of a lifetime. And all this stuff gets added in. You follow? We got to make sure we're protecting ourselves. Bright colors and addictive additives. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, if you wanted an apple, let's say you had a craving for an apple, you bright, shiny, organic apple, and you ate it. That was such a good apple, yeah. But I'm really still kind of hungry. I'm gonna eat a second apple. I need that second apple. Oh, maybe you're just, I like apples, but maybe I'll do one more. Okay, what are you gonna be? Sick of apples, okay? But you're done. See, what the chemical industry does is they manipulate our taste buds, okay? So they put these artificial sweeteners and things to enhance the flavor of food so it tastes so good that you never quit eating it. So it manipulates your taste buds into wanting more and more and more of whatever you're eating, and guess what happens? Because it's not food, you never get satisfied and you overeat. And it integrates into our cell membranes, toxify our body, and then where do they go next? From our body, where do they go next? Into our fat cells. Once in the fat cells, the brain's very smart. It says, we're not going to release the fat. I refuse to make you skinny. Why? Because if I release the fat into your bloodstream and it spreads in the body, it could kill you. So we're going to protect you by making you fat. Very intelligent body. So we got to get that stuff out through what? Through mechanisms of detoxification, which we're coming to. What about sucralose? We just talked about it. MSG, dyes, corn syrup, artificial ingredients. Guys, doesn't this look like a kid's dinner? Some macaroni and cheese, give them some Cheetos and a Gatorade, and then some gummies for dessert. True, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need to start learning this now and protect our children and protect ourselves. Okay? So we already talked about that. And they outlawed, guys. Yellow dye number 5 or number 3 got outlawed. Now, when I was a kid, yellow dye number 3 causes asthma attacks. And I suffered from asthma miserably because of red dye number 3. Well, they finally outlawed it this year. Nice, good job. They did. They did. I'm not complaining. Thank God they finally took some initiative, right? Thank God for the new, JFK Jr. Okay, red has been outlawed in other countries since 1990. Why? We have huge lobbies. The lobbies are lobbying our government, telling them it's safe, and they put it in our foods, and we're killing us. We have to grow our minds. Number one, essential. 90% of Americans have detectable levels of pesticide residue inside their bodies right now. Pesticides. It kills a pest, which is an animal. What do you think it's going to do to us if we don't get out? We're going to kill us. Okay? Prep food storage. What should we store in? Glass. When you put food inside of a plastic container, especially if you cook it in a microwave, it leaches into the food. And those microplastics become what are called xenoestrogens. What does xeno mean? Artificial. They're artificial estrogens. What do you think that's going to do to a male prostate? Those artificial estrogens will plug into the receptor site and your prostate turns into the size of a cantaloupe, right? What's going to happen to women? It's going to plug into their ovaries and cause infertility. It's going to go into their uterus and cause cancer, go into their breast and cause cancer. But it's okay. We got to sell that plastic stuff, right? So what should you save all your leftovers in? Glass. Glass containers. So always should use glass. Okay? And never cook in plastic, never, ever, ever. And if you're drinking water out of a bottle, still a plastic bottle, stop. Okay? It's just you're just asking for female hormones inside your body. They're just hormone disruptors for men and women. Okay? All right. Plastics, these are the microplastics. Look at it. The average person consumes about 50,000 microplastic particles per year through food, air, and water. Yay! I love microplastics. They make me look like Plastigirl, right? But this is us, right? So tap water, loaded with toxins. Do you realize that the standard for pure water back in 1950 compared to 2025, because we can't purify our water enough, it would fail 1950. You couldn't even drink the water in 1950. That's okay, Dr. I use filtered water. I use Rain Soft. I get all that junk out of there. I purify my water like crazy. Nice. Good job. Do you shower? Anybody not shower in this room? Guess what happens when you shower for 20 minutes? It absorbs through your skin, and it's as if you drank 8 glasses of poisonous water. You're taking it in, right? What did I tell you in the very beginning? I can fix your insides. I can't fix the outside world. I can do my part. Everybody can do their part. Agreed? But the point is that's not my job. My job is to fix your insides, and that's what we're going to do. Okay? Heavy metals. Okay? Lead, arsenic, mercury, cadmium, chlorine, and chlorine in our water supply. Okay? Chlorine is a toxin. Okay? Fluoride makes your teeth hard, also makes your bones brittle. Leads to osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a problem in our culture? Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's the fluoride in the water. Pesticides, herbicides, pharmaceutical residues. And these are PFAS. Those are forever chemicals. These are chemicals the FDA deems safe. They're in our environment now, and we can't get rid of them. Their half-life it never dies. It's forever. In our food supply, they're in our water supply, they're in our air, they're everywhere. Okay, microplastics we talked about, and volatile organic compounds. Those are the benzene ring derivative. Okay, trusted brands. Just because they got a trade name on it doesn't mean it's safe for you. When you guys walked in, they gave you, hopefully they had you scan the QR reader for the, did you guys do that on the way in? For the, what's it called? The name of the EWG, that's going to show up later. But I had you do it because I was going to show some things, but it's all right. We'll do it on the way out. It's all good. Okay. All right, cleaning products, personal care products, parabens, phthalates, formaldehyde, Again, artificial fragrances, sodium lauryl sulfate. What is SLS? It's just a foaming agent. So it's in our toothpaste. For what purpose? Make it look like, oh, it feels so good on my face. You feel all the toothpaste coming out. It feels so good. It's in our shampoos. It's in our, when we see all the big puffy soaps, little bubbles. Ooh, that feels so good. It causes cancer. When you brush your teeth every day to protect your teeth, you're giving yourself cancer. SLS free. Okay, do the best you can. Because let's talk. We talked about this at 2 seminars ago. Okay, actually, maybe it was this last one. I don't know, but it all runs together in my brain. Okay, but what do they put toothpaste in? What kind of a container? And you're trying to avoid plastic? I wish I could fix it. I can't. Airborne toxins in your home. Indoor pollution can be 2 to 5 times higher than outdoor levels. We go, I got to go inside. It's a high toxin day, right? They always say, don't go outside. Just stay inside where all the big toxins are, right? Identify your source of toxins. Detoxify your home. Switch to healthy product. Get your phones out, okay? And I'll bring this up later if you don't, okay? That's what I was looking for was Yucca. This is the one. This is a good app. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, okay? I have this. It's a nut thing I use or I eat. It's almonds, organic almonds with the dark chocolate on the outside and a little bit of white sprinkle on the outside. There's no sugar in it. Very good. Okay. They rejected it as bad. Want to know why? Too many saturated fats. Even they're manipulated by the systems. You don't just take it on fact. Read why it's rejecting it. Because that was a very good product, but they rejected it because it had too many saturated fats, which we just learned are not bad for you, okay? So all you do with this Yucca app, it's really cool, is you take your food product you're going to put in your pie hole, okay, and hold up the bar scanner. And what it does, it'll put up there and say it's good or it'll be green, yellow, or red. And they'll tell you why they agreed to that. But remember, read the answers because it's not perfect. But you put it up there and say, oh, I better not eat that. But on the outside, it said organically grown and good for you and mom approved and all the other things they lie about. But if it says no go, read it. If it makes sense, put it back. Great way to shop. Okay. And then these EWGs, those are the way you can find your skin products and your cleaning product. Okay. So put that EWD on there, do that. And what'll happen is if you pop that up, it'll take you to a website where you can get good, healthy products. Okay, for your face and your armpits and everything else, and then your cleaning products and your food. Okay, all right, and I'll put this back up for you later on in case you can't get it scan up. Okay, we good? Moving on. Okay, water filtration. Okay, here's a struggle bug, isn't it? Okay, the best system I found is the RainSoft system. It's a double reverse osmosis system. What does that mean? Okay, you have the poison on this side and the water, and then it runs into this filtering system that pulls it in this direction. Okay. Then what it does, it goes to another one that pulls it out a second time. So it's a double reverse osmosis. So you've got pure what? H2O. Okay. What should be in water? Water. What else? Trace minerals. All these different things that should be in there that we're pulling out. So it's hard because you can pull out the poison, but you're also pulling out the minerals. Now you got to come here and get the Endura drink to compensate for the lack of trace minerals, but I don't know how to fix that. Okay, so you just do the best you can. Okay, like I said, just do the best you can and just let us coach you through it. Okay, air filtration, also important as well. Kitchen swaps, plastic with glass and stainless steel, non-stick cookware. Those are the PFOAs, right? You know, when they outlawed Teflon years ago in other countries, and yet America still uses it. Why? Well, I don't know, but here's what happens. If you put a Teflon and a bird in a room and seal it, the bird dies if you warm up the Teflon. What do you think you're breathing in? Toxic chemicals. What's better? Stainless steel. I like cast iron because then you're getting not only you're getting the benefit of the iron, which is the heme from hemoglobin. Okay, so it's great for you. Okay, especially ladies who are menstruating. Clean whole foods. Make sure you're reading your buy organic. Remember what I said? Now, regenerative organic is even better. That's the new and upcoming, which we're going to have all of our supplements will be that way. We're actually going to have some food products we're going to start manufacturing as well. So you can get stuff here. Okay. That's going to be kind of nice. Okay. Next we got, okay, choose grass-fed and wild caught, right? Grass-fed, grass-finished, grass everything. Now, grass-finished does not mean grass-fed. You understand that, right? So grass-fed means they got grass the entire time until they were turned into a food supply. Grass-finished means they give them grain, which is loaded with sugar, pesticides, and herbicides until the growing season. We're entering into the growing season in Colorado. What's going to happen in June? They'll feed them grass until when? Roughly August, and they're back on grain again because they're feeding them grain that entire time. And what's cool about grain? Makes them fat. Okay, and what does fat do? And they put the pesticides and herbicides, they'll retain even more fat. Okay, and how do we sell beef in this country? By the pound. If you see grass-fed, what I like to look at labels, and they'll say grass-fed, grass-finished, grass. It's like, yes, I want that one. Okay, the best thing to do is buy a cow, okay, and grow your own cow. But who's got room in your backyard to pick up all those piles? I do not. You do? Okay. What you want when you're reading a label is grass-fed. Exactly. So, if you got your options, you got conventionally grown, which is pesticides, herbicides, and grain. Okay? You don't want that at all. Now, let's say you're hypothetically at dinner with some friends and they made a nice beef steak for you. Okay? What are you going to say? Is this organic? Did you get this from a cow? Is it grass-fed, grass-finished? No, you're going to say, thank you so much and be kind. And then what you're going to do is you're going to eat the meat and avoid the fat because that's where the toxins go. Right? Now, you have grass-fed, okay, which is pure grass the entire time. Okay? What are you going to do with that fat? Cut it and eat it because that's your saturated fat. That's your nervous system. That's your brain. Now, if you have grass-fed or grass-finished, that means they use grass for a little bit of a time, but that's your next best choice. You follow me? So what you want, if you're going to go all out, is grass-fed. Better yet, buy a cow. Okay? What is the Dirty Dozen? Okay, the Dirty Dozen are the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. If you talk to Amanda, she can get you a copy of the list or just Google it. Okay, and every year they quantify the cleanest vegetables and fruits and the dirtiest vegetables and fruits. Last year, what was the leader of the Dirty Dozen? The number one most dirty garbage, strawberries. Okay, they're loaded with pesticides and herbicides and garbage. Okay, I remember as a kid, my grandmother, and she did use pesticides, I know she did, on her strawberries. But with that being said, she'd send me out to the farm to go get some strawberries, right? And so she'd come back and I had like 3. What do you think happened to the rest of the strawberries? Exactly, a big old red ring. I didn't eat any, Grandma. Okay. Ate them all, okay? But again, you got to be conscientious. She didn't know, okay? Ditch the processed food. And the hyper-processed foods are even worse. Those are the ones that come in a prepackaged, and all you got to do is stick it in your microwave in a plastic container, and it's ready for you. Okay? See the problem? So watch out for that. So the closest it comes to God's hands, the better. Okay? So if you got a carrot in the ground that you planted and you fed and you pull it out, wipe the dirt off and eat it. Because guess what? Dirt's loaded with nutrients and minerals, and it's good for you. Okay? Eat the whole carrot, including the stem. Okay? All right. And then read the labels. Look for artificial. And again, look for length of the label. Okay? What if you have almond butter? What should be in it? Ta-da! But if you read a label, it says almond butter and there's 15,000 ingredients in it. Should you eat it? No. So look for the smallest labels. When you grab a piece of organic broccoli, okay, what's in it? Congratulations, you got a good product there. Okay? So be conscientious to what you're doing. Okay? So anti-inflammatory foods, antioxidants. Everybody heard of antioxidants being good for us, right? What's an oxidant? Don't answer. What's an oxidant? I know you know what it is. Anybody know what an oxidant is? See, that's the problem is we know antioxidants are good for us, but what the heck's an oxidant? Okay? What happens? We get something called oxidative stress from things. Like, for example, sunlight. You ever seen your car get oxidized? That's from the sun. And what it does is it robs an electron from one of those molecules. This guy becomes hyperactive. It's called a free radical. Okay? He becomes extremely angry and sad. So what he does, he steals an electron from that guy. Guess what happens to him now? He becomes a free radical and steals that one, then steals Steve and steal everybody. Okay, you see how it works? So that's what that is. So oxidation is basically just electrons. So it neutralizes those free radicals. So watch for antioxidant foods. There they are right there. But be careful because look at that guy. Okay, is that a dirty dozen? Well, it depends on how it was grown, right? Got to be careful. Okay, so let's get to the final. We're getting to the tail end. Okay, everybody get ready. Okay, so this is the This is your antiox, detox antiox, and or, now you can do or here, okay? The digest and detox, all right? You don't have to do both, okay? But this is your daily supplement, okay? You'll be taking this how often? Anybody, help me out. How often? How often? Who said forever? I heard that one. Good. Okay. Daily forever. Okay. You got me? That's how you're going to take this supplement. Got it? This is every single day. Either A, which is our new supplement, or B, which is the old version. Which one do you think? The one with the regenerative farm attachment. That guy right there. Okay. But if you've got the other one, use it up. That was the old version, right? This is the new one. Okay, yep, there you go. Okay, now you can now understand, expand. Now again, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help you guys realize there's also a balance of economics too. Okay, I know I always make the point that if you eat the way you choose to eat, which is whatever the seafood diet, I see it, it looks like food, I'm going to put it in my pie hole. It's going to make you sick. And how expensive is cancer treatment in America? Diabetes treatment in America? High blood pressure treatment in America? Yeah, but my insurance covers that. Okay. Whatever you want to say. All right. So that's that one. Now the detox system, I said it early. All right. We talked about the in the morning. Okay. It's going to be a white bottle because it's daylight. 2 tablets in the morning. Okay. What that's going to do is it's going to take the poisons inside your body and mobilize them into your bloodstream. Okay. So it's pulling them out of those fat cells, pulling them out of wherever those nooks and crannies inside your body. Okay. And then we don't want to leave it there, do we? We don't want it floating around causing problems. So the PM one, which is the black bottle, which indicates nighttime, you're going to do 2 tablets at nighttime. That's going to bind and eliminate it through the night. Follow? Okay. So the other one, the other stuff, how do you take the other one, the one we just showed, the one before? How often? How often? How often? Okay. This one is done every 3 months. Okay. Once every 3 months, you're going to do a full body cleanse. Okay, it's going to mobilize the garbage inside your body. Then it's going to bind it and eliminate it. Okay, once every 3 months. Got it?
That's 2 in the morning, 2 at night.
One
time?
Until the bottles are empty.
Oh, okay.
Got it? So you're going to do that till the bottle's empty, and that rhythm is over. That cycle. We're going to get in a rhythm. I want to get you guys in a rhythm of detoxification. Okay, that's why we're walking through it. Sorry? You would pause that one while you're doing this one. Okay, because you don't want to overload the system. So go ahead and your daily. Trying not to complicate it. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Okay. Okay. I'm going to recant what I just said because you're not going to hurt yourself. Keep taking it daily. Okay, got it? Daily forever. Just keep taking it. When I walk up to the doctor, should I take this daily forever? I'm going to say yes from now on. Okay. I'm trying desperately not to put in the little sidebars to make it as simple as possible because I know it gets complicated. And I know the science isn't, what I'm saying isn't an exact truth because there's no exact truth in the world. You just do the best you can. Okay? So on this, now this is the metal binder. So this is going to bind up those heavy metals that end up inside of our body. From heck, when they used to put lead in gasoline, okay? It's still in our environment today. So we're getting that ending up in our food, in our water, in our air, and we're getting that inside of our body. So the metal binder, you're going to do this one once every 6 months. We don't want you turning into that guy, okay? So that's once every 6 months, okay? So once every 6 months for the metal binder. Everybody got it? Okay. So the detox, the antiox detox, or the digestion and detox, you're going to do that how often?
Every day.
How often? Now the detox system, how often are you going to do that?
3 months.
Once every 3 months. Everybody got it? Everybody hearing me? Okay. And the metal binder, how often? Every 6 months. Okay. So what about during the daily detox? Should I take the daily detox with the metal binder? Yes. Okay, I recanted. Got it? I don't want anybody confused. Got it? All right. Now the foundational 3. All right. Now part of that's our daily system right here, the digestion and detox. Okay. This is the cellular health manjo. That's an energy bottle, right? That's a bottle of energy. That's going to rock your world for energy. And inflammation in America is chronic. Now we're talking about systemic inflammation, not healthy inflammation. Okay. This is body inflammation leading to all kinds of diseases and pathologies. Okay. This is going to be the bomb diggity stuff right here. Okay, that's for inflammatory control. And I got to tell you something. If you were at the last seminar and you got these and you did your first cycle of them, what'd you feel? I mean, you felt different. With supplements, you're kind of like, I know I'm doing something good for myself, but I don't feel any different yet, Dr. Ray. It takes time. These have an amazing impact. Okay, and these are part of our. We now have now. Let me tell you my dilemma. In my perfect world, here's what I would do for you guys. Okay, remember the box, the men's and women's essentials? I'd have you do that, a green product of some variety, one of your meal replacements, either plant, bone, or whey, and then the focus, these new foundational three. That would make it what? The focus six, or the focus six, right? What are we running into here, ladies and gentlemen? A money problem and an absorption problem. See, we have to be, that's a hard dance for me because I know what you need, but I also want to know what you can afford. So sometimes I have to play that dance too, right? So you do the best you can with the tools you got, okay? But these are lifetime supplements right there, okay? We have our Focus 4, Focus 3, or Focus 3, 4, and 5. So whichever one you want to pick based upon your budget, okay? Got it? Everybody clear what I just said? Okay, let's start again. No worries, we'll start again. This is for Ann because she doesn't catch stuff quickly. She's a teacher, so she has to be taught 6 times. Just kidding. I'm just messing. She is a teacher, though. She's retired. Okay, better retired than retreaded, right? Okay, so what's our lifetime program look like? Okay, you can do the foundational 3. That would be a great program for somebody who's on a minimum, on tight budget. Okay? Nope, not at all. I only have one speed. You know that. On or off, baby. I'm either sleeping or I'm going 600 miles an hour. And this is slow for me. Okay? All right. Then you got your Focus 4 option, which is the original lifetime supplements, which is the men's and women's essentials, right? Your green, your meal replacement, and your antiox detox. Okay? Then we've got our Focus 5 that we put together, which is your greens, meal replacement, and these 3 products right here. Focus 5. In my perfect world, Focus 6. Okay? Sure. Focus, which one was that? Focus 5? Okay, one type of meal replacement, your some type of a green product, green drink, and the Focus 3, which are these guys right here. Or foundational 3, excuse me. Everybody good? Well, you got your men's and women's essentials, your green drink, your meal replacement, and the 3. Okay. But again, it's an economic thing. I wish I could make it not economic, but products cost money, and you gotta do that. Okay. Exercise for detoxification, huge. Yes, ma'am. Focus 5. Okay, you got a meal replacement. That's going to be one of your shake meals. That could be a whey protein, a bone broth, or a plant. Okay, then you got your green drink and the foundational 3, which was that slide right there. Okay, and the team can help you through it. Okay, so if you get up there, they can coach you through what you need. Okay, all right. Exercise for detoxification. Every day you should sweat to release toxins, improve circulation, enhance lymphatic flow. What's the lymphatic system inside the body? The sewer. That's where all the gunk goes. How does blood get pumped around? The heart. How does the body pump lymphatic poison out of the sewer? You have to move. Exercise. Okay? That's how you pump that poison out of your body. So it's called an osmotic pressure. So you have enough trace mineral inside your bloodstream, and so what happens, it holds water and it pushes the poison into the lymphatics. And it sits there until you move, and then it pumps that out, and your body goes into the lymph nodes, which don't ever take out lymph nodes. They're doing their job no matter what they say. Okay, they don't take out lymph nodes. Okay, but the lymph system will neutralize that. That's what lymphocytes are, the type of white blood cell, and it'll go into the various detoxification pathways when you do that. Okay, all right. Now, do you like exercising? Yes, no. Some people do, some people hate it. But this is a simple thing. You go to Chiropractic Plus Thornton. Look for this little, it's like a spyglass looking deal on my YouTube channel. Okay, and you're going to search. Go to YouTube, search Chiropractic Plus Thornton, click playlist, and search the word workout, and you're going to find 50 plus exercise videos. Okay? Does that mean you have to exercise to the level of intensity of the person teaching it? No. Modify, modify, modify based upon your abilities. And you work up to it. Okay, you don't walk up to a bar, put on 245s on the end and go, I've never benched before. Let's see if I can get 245 up, right? You'll break your chest, right? You've got to do what you can and work up to it, all right? So work through it, okay? Make sure it works, okay? All right. 100% health equals 100% function. We learned that, correct? Now we're going to learn how chiropractic impacts this. The missing link in body detoxification is chiropractic. Now remember, how many people do we want under care by Monday? 34 million. Okay, so we need some referrals to make that happen. You guys have to help us out here. Okay, but how can chiropractic neutralize poison? Because what? Because what we do in this office is not about cracking backs and bones. It's about restoring the nervous system, correct? So what's the primary organ of detoxification? What's he called? There he is, the liver. So what happens? The body gets exposed to toxins. There's a big bottle of toxin, wherever it came from. Okay? The body becomes aware of that poison. That information goes to the brain, right? From the brain, and then goes down the spinal cord, out through the nerves that connects back to the liver, and what happens? See you later, alligator. Neutralizes the poison, and that leaves the body, and that leaves the body, and the body's neutralized. So if you take all these supplements, do all the healthy eating, do all the healthy exercise. How many essentials are there? There's 5, right? Why is the number one essential not chiropractic? Our number one essential is knowledge. Why is that number one? Because if you don't know why you're getting adjusted, you're going to leave when you feel better. And what percent better is that? 60% threshold, right? Do you want to be 100% healthy or 60%? And then what? In pain, out of pain, in pain, out of pain, in pain, out of pain. Because you never neutralize it, you end up destroying your body in the long haul while under care in my office. What's our goal? 100% health, which is integration of how many essentials? 5. But I don't like exercise. Can I skip essential number 4? Can I just skip that one? No. Can I just skip I don't like chiropractic. I don't like the cracking stuff. Can I just come in and do the nutrition and the detox and come to seminars and stuff? No. Well, you can, and I encourage it, but it's not going to fix the cause. We got to get people here to understand the principle of what we're doing. Until we can get people to have enough knowledge of what we provide, 34 million is a pipe dream. We've got to make sure we're getting to that tipping point. Everybody needs to understand that. All right, so chiropractic care is the missing link to body detoxification, okay? So your body already has everything it needs to detox. It has everything it needs. The liver, kidneys, sweating, respiratory system, digestive system, lymphatic system. But none of it works right without one thing. What is that one thing? Clearing connection in the nervous system. Thank you. Beautiful. Got to have that piece. That is not optional. Your body is made to heal, but only if you let it. All right. So we learned about the caffeine zombie, didn't we? Yeah, did we? Okay, we learned about what else? The human chemistry set. We also learned about the inflamed man. Isn't that a horrible picture? Okay. Okay. We also learned about the amazing plastic girl, which we're becoming quickly. Okay. We had a lot of fun with that. Yeah, was that fun? But let's get serious for a moment. Those 4 people are us. Are they not? Plus some we didn't even talk about. Only had 4 staff that could walk up. We're getting chronically exposed to these horrible, horrible things. We got to take this seriously. So again, I like to have fun. I'm not trying to put a poo-poo downer on it, but I want you guys to understand. I am serious. This is something you need to apply in your life. And the only way it's going to happen is if you do it. Chiropractic unlocks the neurologic pathway, but that's only the one part. We need to move, sweat, eat, use the targeted detox system. And the word I like to use during this program is rhythmically, in a rhythm. So how often do you do the daily detox? Daily. Now that's the detox system. Oh, I hate you. Gosh. Daily detox. Then you go rhythmically into every 3 months. You do the detox system. Then what? Rhythmically into every 6 months. For what? Metal. And then what? You're still doing your day. Then you're back in 3 months later. Detox, right? 6 months later. You see how it works? Just follow that rhythm. Follow that rhythm. Make sure it works. Okay? That's what the Max Living is designed for. You do your daily detox. That's going to be your antiox detox, okay? And the new one, right? The digest and detox, okay? That one, not both, one or the other. I should have taken that other one out. I knew it. You guys would get confused. See? Okay. Then every 3 months, detox system. Every 6 months, and then what? Start over again. Okay. Yeah, your lifetime daily detox. 3 months, 6 months, reset. Hmm? I, I understand what she's saying. Everybody get what or your question? I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it. Say it again. Why do we have to do that? Because we live in a toxic world. Because we did this to ourselves. We allowed the chemical companies and the drug companies and the food companies to dump all that. We threw one kid in a pool. We thought it was okay. Now we have 700,000 people in there. Our bodies can't compete. We can't compete with that volume. Either A, let's just use liver as an example. We get so much poison passing through the liver that it's doing its best, but poisons are passing on the other side. Then they get into the gut, damage the gut, open up the gut, dumps into the bloodstream, and now it's back in the liver again. Plus, you added more poison in. You have an open loop. It's like those little ponds where they have the circulation water fountain thing. That water's not coming from a natural source. It's being recirculated all the time. And that's what you're doing to your body. And it's because we're in a world that the body can't compete. We have everything it needs, but it's not enough. Because we live in a world that has 700,000 chemicals exposures every single day. It's just not enough. I wish it was. Back when I started practice 38 years ago, I used to have people detoxify once a year. Once a year. How's that changed in 2025? Look around, right? Oh, here we go. So last thing, if you've never done a true liver reset, it's been more than 3 months, this is your sign to get started. Action steps. Schedule your spinal detoxification checkup. That's what I called it. So if you're not a patient, get an x-ray. Why do we need an x-ray? We got to see if there's nerve interference for the communication. That's for you. That's for my guests. There's another guest in here too. I think I have 2 or 3 of you. Okay, so make sure you talk to the team and get that x-ray scheduled so we can take a look at you. If you do it tonight, we can look at it tomorrow. That's how fast it'll happen. Next, pick up the 3 phases of the ML detox system, right? We got our dailies, we got our once every 3 months and once every 6 months. And the last, there just did it again. See how good I am? Put that in there. So there they are again, one more rotation through. Okay? And then set your detox rhythm with the team, and they'll help you through it, coach you through it if you have questions. Now remember, just some final thoughts. Okay? Remember that during seminars, everything is on sale. I saw Lori go out, pick up a pillow, and that's great. You can get a set of orthotics, do whatever you want. Okay, it's always on sale. That's why you come to seminar. Hopefully not just that, but to learn. Make sure you're following on that. But before we part, there's something I want to stop. I want to just pause for a second. Okay, before we go, I want you guys to realize something. This is important. When I want you to walk into this office now, okay, your first day that you walked in here, okay, I want you to remember what that felt like. Maybe you didn't know what to, maybe you were skeptical. Maybe you were desperate. Maybe you didn't know where else to turn. I've tried everything else. This is my last resort. And now here you sit today. I want you to think how your life has changed since you started in this office. Put that in your heart for a second. Feel that. Your energy, your hope, your health, and your mindset. I hope it's all changed. I want to keep changing it, keep pouring into you. But this is not about you. It's about them. Who's the them? Everybody else. The other 34 million I'm talking about. They don't have a clue we exist. I wish I had a gazillion dollars like a drug company. So I could get on television and say, you know what? They're full of crap. This is the answer. But all I got is this and you. What I'm asking is please tell others. Please pour into others. Come to the programs. Bring people. The next day, we got a dinner coming up. So make sure you come to that dinner. I'll buy you a nice dinner. Bring friends. You can come alone. You can bring guests. I always encourage guests to try to help so we can pour in love. Even if they don't become a patient, at least they learn something and maybe they'll apply something to make them more healthy. So make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Post stuff. Okay, go in there. Read the stuff. What's the number one essential? Mind. Right? So follow those things, learn, grow, Go to my YouTube channel, watch the videos, watch the rerun of this seminar, share it with friends, all the things you can do. Cool? All right, one more thing. We're going to do a drawing and then we're out. Cool? Yeah? All right. So our drawing, we got peeps. Looks like we're giving away. Ooh, look who almost won. You ready? This is the almost one. Isn't this evil? This is just mean. Okay? Alexander Trujillo almost won. That's just mean, huh? That one fell out of my fingers. Okay, the winner is the one and only Franca Smith. You won. Give her a round of applause. Bronk is our big winner. Guys, again, thank you so much. I know you took time away from your life to play with me tonight. I thank you so much for coming. I know it's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful night, summer, spring, all that stuff. We're so busy. We got to make time. And the immortal words from the Shawshank Redemption, it's time to get busy living or get busy dying. It's time to start living. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great one. If you have any questions, I'm right here. Round of applause for me. Thank you.